Now he's loud again. Fuck
A
off.
great analogy is like a ninja.
If you say I, you button!
One thing I've
Oh,
noticed
that's manageable. What was you saying, Mr. Blonde Hair, bro?
when people tend to blow up nowadays and you weren't a fan of them beforehand, the term industry plant gets thrown around a lot, especially the word viewbotting.
You are an industry plant, and I stand by that, mister. Everybody that's famous, that's above me, is a fucking industry plant. Stop capping, bro. You can't fool me. You know, since I'm not in that industry, since the algorithm's always been against me, I should know that everybody around me on this website and on other websites are literally industry plants. That it's no secret anymore, little bro. I cracked the code to why you're an industry plant. It is because I'm irrelevant. There you go. Boom.
Well, basically making it out that anyone in current year gets any kind of clout or any kind of recognition. They did it too quickly. There has to be a reason behind it. Surely they have
Industry
to be some
plant.
kind of plant, right? There's no way they can get famous that quickly. And we've had
You were planted by the government for my entertainment. But this isn't very entertaining. That's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Because in January of our Lord's year 2026, the most watched Twitch streamer on the entire platform isn't Asmongold, where he would do amazing in-depth commentary of playing videos of Trump and saying sure like the person in the video is in the room with him. Sure, right? And then on some occasions, he might even slightly raise his eyebrows. And even though politics is a huge force on Twitch, it's not Hassan either, which is very surprising.
Things I didn't know.
I'm going to choke slam anyone that buys Gusto because that's why it's on my screen. I hate this fucking screen, bro. I don't care. I know how to cook. I don't like eggs. I like chili con carne. That's the only meal I eat. Bitch. Get out my face. This fucking advert again. If I see it one more fucking time, I swear to God, YouTube.
Because he makes amazing content, like finding a guy that commented twice on his entire stream, and then pulls him up and gets completely stun locked for about 45 minutes over it. And you literally do that. Give me an example, Ked. Also, I do want to say I have a gaming channel, link in the description.
Nobody cares. I don't care.
Okay, come on.
I don't care. I played that game. See, industry plant, you are getting famous from playing the same game that I'm playing. Why am I not famous? Exactly, because you're an industry plant and I'm not. Exactly. Wisdomed.
And also,
You got wisdomed on.
Ran out of ideas, I'm going to finish off every Pyro Live video with a funny bit. Funny in quotation marks. And it is definitely in no way to boost engagement in the video. It's not Kai Cenat because he probably saw one film with Daniel Day-Lewis, like There Will Be Blood, and thought to himself, I am literally him. So he's
Are you still saying who it isn't? Get to the point, little bro that looks like XQC.
Now doing some like clothing stuff and then writing in a book and learning how to speak.
Get to the point of the video.
It's actually a gaming streamer called TheBurntPeanut.
Yeah, he's a
And he does
fucking
all his
cunt.
streams behind a singular peanut Snapchat filter.
Yeah, he's a weird don. Behind the scenes, he's probably doing some weird shit. Kind of like, I don't know, that guy, that black guy from YouTube. What he did, yeah, he's probably doing the same shit. Not gonna lie, he needs to be studied.
As the bungulators. Now, streamers using some kind of filter or like VR avatar, it's nothing new, but he
It's
has
weird.
exploded in viewership. In January of this year alone, he actually surpassed everyone in the platform in basically a month. And currently he's streaming with about 80,000 concurrent viewers on YouTube and 50,000 concurrent on Twitch simultaneously. And then his YouTube channel has like 1.5 million subscribers where he uploads like, you know, Ark Raiders gameplay, and he gets anywhere between like 300k to around 1 million views per video. The thing is, I genuinely believe time is a flat circle, right?
You know how many viewers I would get if I played that same fucking game? 0. Exactly. Industry plant. Go fuck yourself. You can't tell me anything different.
Back in 2020, and then even before that, we had, you know, YouTubers like the Yogscast, and I feel it's the same here. Like what's happening right now with the Burnt Peanut? The exact same as another streamer that I remember going back nearly 10 years called The One Manny. This guy was blowing up. He basically had like a 3D Doge.
Where is he now?
A new avatar. He had this unfortunate incident where his filter broke for whatever reason, showing his face, and he basically took like a little bit of a break, I think, after.
He shouldn't be hiding that beautiful last face behind a Doge. He is beautiful. I would. Just saying, I would. Would you, Pyrocynical? Yes, you would. You would. Everybody would. He is beautiful.
He's back to it now, but yeah, he basically never recovered after that. And obviously, because the burnt peanut is blowing up so quickly, a lot of people have immediately thrown out the accusations. Is this guy view-botting? Is he a plant? He doesn't deserve.
Yes,
the
he
clout
is
he's
a
got.
plant. Even Pyrocynical is a plant. Even Queso is a plant. Even Jinxie is a plant. Even Sketch is a plant. Tyler 1 is a plant. His brother's not a plant because Tyler 1 made his brother. So his brother kind of gets a pass of being a real life human being. But everybody else, they're industry plants.
Now, before I get into this, because obviously I could pad out the video by giving you loads of backstory about this guy and saying, you know, with definitive proof, is he view-botting or not? Is he? Probably not. How did he blow up? Really easy. YouTube Shorts. He became a YouTube Shorts merchant. I have said this time and time again. It is the only guaranteed way to blow up in current year because of the pure saturation in content. Jinxie blew up through people clipping him. I Show Speed blew up through people clipping him. Queso blew up from people clipping him. It is basically a surefire way in the current market to blow up. And I remember I'd be
That's cap because I've got some YouTube shorts. Exactly. You're all industry plants and I'm not. You will say I'm not an industry plant. You are, man. You are an industry plant, and I will take that to the grave, thinking that everybody ever on the internet that's ever existed is an industry plant, and I'm the only real life human being that's standing, bruh. You're all made in a lab from fucking the government to irritate me every single day, to make me see what I want, just to let it slip through my fingers because I'm not from the government. I am from a mother's vagina. There you go. There you go. Exactly. Industry plant. Not a human being like me. You all are industry plants. Because why am I irrelevant but you're not? Ask yourself that.
Instagram Reels or TikTok, I would see Burnt Peanut constantly doing Tarkov clips where he'd be like doming people, overreacting. Would he have blown up without the Peanut character? Definitely not. You know, he'd be chalked up with basically every single other Tarkov streamer that looks like a poorly drawn picture of a Wojak, but in real life. But obviously there's a bit of character behind, you know, the Peanut. He's quite explosive with his personality, so it's a really good combination there that helps him stand out from other creators. So there's a podcast called Around the Bar, and Peanut actually went on there to say that he did try starting off by doing face cam content, and unsurprisingly, no one cared. He could not break through the mold because, again, there are so many people doing the exact same thing.
And then what the government did is they literally took him back into the lab. They fucking did some surgery on him. Boom, industry plant. I tell you, that's what they're doing to people.
Trying to do this for like 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, I was not the Peanut. I was actually a VTuber. I made myself look like a human.
I mean, I'm an old head, right? I've been doing YouTube like for 6, 7... I've been doing YouTube for a while now, and I feel like the bar for entry now is so much more difficult than what it used to be back then. You know, back then you just copy the biggest YouTuber at the time. I copied Leafy. I got lucky. I always have this game theory myself that anyone that becomes successful, like any YouTuber or streamer, they got lucky. They got lucky or they networked. Obviously, there is like a sense
Or, number 3, they were made in a lab by the government and became an industry plant. That is what happens, bro. I'm telling you, nobody is real. Everybody else is an NPC, and I'm the only real guy on this earth.
perseverance.
You're all from
willpower.
labs, bro.
But to keep that wheel spinning, like breaking the mold, the first layer of, you know, on the sea of garbage, you need luck. You need to be at the right place at the right time, because guaranteed in any other universe, someone else would have taken that spotlight and they would have been in that position instead of you. So I'll always have that game theory myself that that first instance is luck. It could be a random video in the algorithm doing well. Unfortunately, RNG, rolling the dice, is a huge thing here. So Peanut said he was streaming Tarkov with his face cam, no one cared, and then he quit content for basically a year, and then one of his friends encouraged him to start streaming, and that's when he used the Peanut filter. And he even said his last job before streaming was scheduling Brazilian waxes over the phone.
My job before this was a little funny. A little silly willy. I scheduled waxes.
Now, Peanut claims that his initial success was actually from Tarkov. Again, he must be like one of 3 people that actually enjoys playing that game. And he began streaming by doing it on TikTok. Again, you can see the whole thing I'm trying to build here, how it's always short-form content platforms that promote you a lot more. By the way, some small advice
Then
here.
why do I have only 8 followers? Exactly, industry plan. I'm getting sick of saying this word.
If any of you want to get into streaming, don't do it on Twitch, genuinely. Like, if you're a small streamer and you hope to break out of that 9 to 5, do not bother. That site will only ever cater to the top 1% of people. You genuinely are better off by starting on other platforms like TikTok.
Bro, I only have 8 followers on TikTok, man. You think I'm really finna blow up over there, mate? No, nobody knows me, little bro. But you know why? Because I am not, say it with me, an industry plant. You are. Go fuck yourself.
YouTube does a better job promoting people in the suggested tab. You might be suggested streamers with like 2 or 3 viewers, but you know, at least YouTube is trying something. You probably have a better chance of being a successful streamer going onto Kick than on Twitch. Obviously, I'll take this all back once Twitch offers me a lucrative contract, which they never will, but you know, I tried. There was even this Reddit post here on the Tarkov subreddit, and someone mentions how he was getting 20,000 concurrent viewers across YouTube.
Really? Are you trying to say that I need to wash my clothes because I don't? They are newly washed from 2 days ago, man. Get out of here.
And Twitch playing Tarkov, which was surpassing pretty much all the big streamers at the time. And again, I have never watched a single Peanut stream, but I have seen multiple Instagram reels and TikToks of this guy with these moments where he'd jump like a squad or something, and you know, he'd say something really loud. What? And I think that's something that's really interesting as well.
But that's the big clip. Is what? Really? What? That's what I say to my mother when she's bugging me about dinner. I say, what? Bro, you're all industry plants. I don't give a fuck anymore. You're just my webcam at this point. If you're a viewer, you're my webcam. I don't give a fuck. You're not even human.
Oh, the way that he acts, or I guess overreacts, a lot of people would say it's complete cringe. But because he has the peanut filter and you can't see his face, there's almost this kind of like disconnect between what he looks like or who he is and the actual character he's playing. A lot of YouTubers and streamers, e-celebs, they do tend to play up a character. That's why if you walk and, you know, see...
I don't, because guess what? I don't need to play a character when I'm not an industry plant. How about that?
Street, they might act completely different in person to the point that you're almost kind of taken aback a little bit. But with that
In person, I'm much quieter than at home. That is literally just because I have different standards in public than I do at home. At home, I'm edgy and I'm a douchebag, some people would say. Not my words, other people's words. Outside, I'm quieter because I want to be possibly left alone when I'm not on camera. I don't know. And because I used to get bullied a lot. People are hurtful because guess what? They're all industry plants too.
You kind of don't even see him as a person, just entirely as a character. So that element of like kind of cringe, it gets removed entirely. I know this is a really weird comparison to make here, but the only thing I can think of is the way that how like furries are when they're outside of a fursuit, when they put it on. When they put it on, they're a completely different character. Another very close comparison as well is like, I keep being recommended these people that are in like the biker community. They drive around on their, you know, motorcycles and stuff. And when they put on the helmet, they are just a completely different character. Sometimes incredibly cringe. But the entire point is, when you've got that filter between like your actual identity and the character you're playing, it's much easier to express yourself. And I think that's how Peanut gets away with being, you know, so kind of outlandish and explosive without it dipping into the territory of cringe. And of course, the first community to...
Did you just say without it dipping in the territory of cringe? Bro, I've watched his stream. He is the most annoying person I know. When he ends his stream, he says goodbye like 1,000 fucking times, and it makes me, every goodbye makes me 1% madder at him for becoming an industry plant. Because guess what? I'm the most irrelevant guy you will ever meet, you will ever not meet or not see, Because guess what? I'm not. Come here. An industry plant. You are. My neighbour is an industry plant, here to mock me every time I sing. My other neighbour's an industry plant, pretending to be old people. Pfft. There's no old people in life, we all know that. Yeah, everybody's an industry plant apart from me. They're all from the government, they don't even have mothers. But guess what? My neighbour, he'll have his mother come over. Now she's an industry plant too. It's all a part of a ruse to make me think that I actually share oxygen and life with other people, and that's just a lie. I am the only person. I am him.
Our view buying was the Tarkov community, mostly because he was uploading clips of himself playing the game, actually having fun. So in early January, he was actually already getting a write-up Business Insider about his metric rise in the streaming world, saying that he was basically already the biggest streamer by hours watched in December of last year. And then the
That's sad, like, bruh. People would rather watch a peanut than somebody with actual personality. The next step up from that is watching fucking AI. Oh wait, they already do. We're cooked.
Well, compares him to the annoying orange. That isn't even a joke. I can kind of see the similarities. They're both very loud, and you can only see like the human eyes and the human mouth. But I think the comparisons end there. So all of this juicy drama that you'll probably forget about as soon as the video's over. I mean,
yep.
You probably got me on the second monitor anyway.
Yep.
Which is a
actually, I got you on my main monitor. What are you doing over here? I should move you, but guess what? It's because this monitor is my streaming monitor. I have a second monitor, which is my laptop monitor. I have a third monitor, which is my tablet monitor, and my phone monitor, and my console monitor. And you're lucky to be on my stream right now, in front of, guess what, 0 viewers. You know why? Because I'm not an industry plant like you, buddy. You boy, little boy, with a nipple on your neck for some unknown reason.
Place that a lot of channels use to leech off and make a video, myself included. They made a tweet announcing that TheBurntPeanut was actually the most watched Twitch streamer in January,
that's sad, bro.
According to stream charts. And obviously Dexerto is the biggest outlet for normies to get their opinions from. So as soon as they saw this and they never heard of TheBurntPeanut, they thought to themselves, he's view buying. He has to be. There was this one tweet here that got nearly 60,000 likes, basically just saying, yeah, the guy's a view butter. There's no way he'd randomly come out of nowhere, get so popular in a normie space, then get 100,000 plus viewers, yet his chat is more stale and dead than someone with less than 500 viewers. I also got permaban for saying view buying. Now again, not to be devil's advocate, but if you go into someone's chat and accuse them of view botting, I think you probably would be banned anyway. I mean, in my chat, no you wouldn't, because I fell off, and secondly, my entire community hates me, so I wouldn't actually be able to discern who is a troll and what is genuine criticism. But again, the way this tweet is worded, it makes it sound like you just went into the chat, you complained, and then got banned, and you're complaining about being banned for complaining.
But Jane is onto something, even though she's probably an industry plant. Jane is onto something, though. Because, like, he's not even trying to defend himself. People that aren't view-botting will say, no, I'm not. I have really real viewers. Believe me, bro. That's what I would say. Including with those stutters as well, yeah. But I will never become famous or viral or anything of the sort because I'm not an industry plant. I am a normal human being that's not from the government. I am literally not an industry plant. The definition of not an industry plant. I am the official cringe loser. The day that I get viral is the day that I'm no longer alive. I've been replaced by an industry plant clone of myself.
The reason why TheBurntPeanut gets
He
so
looked
much
like he was
flack
listening
is
right then.
because his personality is so explosive. People that have blown up before him, like for example Queso, again through people clipping his content, he has much more of like a chilled, laid-back personality. Obviously he freaks out at horror games, but he's not as kind of like in your face as Peanut is. I mean, TheBurntPeanut, he's basically like that really annoying demon in the Smiling Friends episode, but he's just a streamer now.
Fucking hell, that made me scared.
This Twitter thread
Bruh,
popped
I'm
up
scared
because
now.
People on Twitter despise every single other person that is more successful than them. Like this person here saying that he basically had nothing in terms of viewership for years and then suddenly exploding with thousands of viewers overnight.
Like I said, they cooked him back into the government lab. They fucking did surgery on him. They pushed him back out. Boom, industry plan. They typed on the algorithm to make him famous. Boom, industry plan. Man, I'm onto something. Scientists fear me, bro. I swear to God.
Saying that this growth is basically completely impossible without view botting. I mean, okay, if he was only streaming on Twitch, I'd agree with you, it would be view botting. Twitch caters to the top 0.1% and no one else. Why do you think when you go on like Just Chatting or any game, it automatically filters from the most viewed streamers? If you're a small streamer on there, you don't have a chance. You never did. But again, it's very obvious that Peanut blew up through becoming a shorts merchant. Now, I'm not sure how detailed the process is. Honestly, if you've got money to spare or if you've got a good business mind, you would pay people to clip stuff for you and then spread it around the internet to basically inauthentically make it look like it was organic. Like these are, you know, oh, these funny clips that are appearing all over my feed, when in reality it's basically a targeted marketing campaign. That's what a lot of streamers are doing now. Wouldn't surprise me if he was doing it, but again, I think to say he's view botting is definitely a reach here. Now, if you look at these charts and these graphs, it does look really bad. Like this jump from basically 0 to tens of thousands of concurrent viewers looks insane. Like the jump here looks more inauthentic than any influencer trying to rug pull their own crypto. And then obviously a lot of people pointed out the fact that, you know, for someone with like over 100,000 concurrent viewers, his chat seems pretty dead and inactive. Now again, I don't want to defend Annoying Peanut, but honestly, I've seen people at the minute on YouTube, for example, on streaming, that are playing Ark Raiders. They're streaming it, usually like vertically on their phone to boost viewers. I saw one guy the other day that had 11,000 concurrent viewers, which is quite a lot. Like when you get to 11k, like anything over 10k, you're entering the big leagues of streaming. And their chat was absolutely dead. You would see a new message probably every 40 seconds to a minute, which doesn't sound too bad, but 11,000 people, you would definitely think, okay, something's up here. This looks like it's botting. But again, I genuinely don't think it's the case. I think people are, you know, using the tools they're given to their advantage. Again, streaming in a portrait mode on your phone, always going to be more successful than streaming in a landscape mode, because people are going to be on their phones. Easier to consume. Every company is basically in an eternal battle with each other at the minute to grab your attention as much as possible for as long as possible, because it's a currency to them. As long as you're watching Instagram Reels, you're not going onto YouTube, or as long as you're watching TikToks, you're not using Facebook. God forbid you do that. I mean, I still remember when YouTube first implemented shorts, they would artificially inflate and promote the videos so the views would be insane compared to, you know, what they are now. Unfortunately, shorts are the new meta. Shorts are here to stay. I really wish they weren't, but they're going to be promoted as long as these big companies need them to keep engagement. Why do you think people like Mr. Teeth always films these bizarre shorts like basically every couple of days or so? And personally, I don't think TheBurntPeanut is view botting unless there is some undeniable proof that's shown. He probably just knew how to play the game and became a shorts merchant. Whether he did that by pure luck, again, because that is always an aspect of him uploading shorts and them doing well, or behind the scenes, maybe he had a big campaign going with loads of people spam uploading his clips all over the place to try to get as much engagement as possible. We don't know that. We probably never will. It's not like he'd actually admit it himself. But again, I think just to always jump on the train of successful person is view botting, it's just really stupid. Is there a
Successful person is an industry plant. He came from the government, bro. He did not come from a mother. And I will sit on that until I die. In case... That's how I'm reacting, just in case this is Pyro that's watching me. Somehow he found me by scrolling down, like, real far down. Like, I'm talking down to the fucking abyss. Like, so far down. Or if this is someone else. And they left. GG. The one and only broken one. Yep, that's what I am as well.
Either a
Not gonna lie with it.
then is available to other up-and-coming people that don't have anywhere near as much resources and money, sure. But again, to jump and say view botting, to me it just screams like cope. And I do think as well, your chat engagement really depends on what platform you're on. For example, you stream on Twitch, it will usually just be people spamming WSpeed, WKai, the Total Biscuit face. But then if you go onto YouTube, it will usually be people typing out actual messages because there's less of a culture over there of spamming emotes as opposed to somewhere like Twitch. So there's a lot of clips going around of Peanut being accused of view botting, like for example, this clip of Stable Ronaldo, and he looks at the live viewership and basically says he's probably making anywhere between, basically saying he's probably making around like 1.5 mil a month from Twitch and then 1.2 mil a month from YouTube. Even thinking that the guy is making like $25 million a year for being a peanut.
When I tell you, this is making him $1 million a month just off YouTube. I'm not even kidding. I'm dead serious. Just off YouTube.
That's sad, bro.
55K on Twitch, 78K on YouTube. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna pocket watch. I'm a pocket watch demon. Twitch, probably like $1.5 million. YouTube, probably like $1,200,000. This guy's making $25 million a year being a f***ing peanut.
But he does look at Peanut's viewership and actually...
Imagine if the Burnt Peanut was absolutely the Epstein guy. You know, he didn't die, he became a peanut. That is some wild fucking reincarnation right there. That is wild.
It's that the guy isn't view buying. He's actually comparing his rise to fame at the minute as Ninja was when he was like the #1 streamer.
Peep the hours chat. This is why you never quit. Bro, look how many followers he's gaining. This isn't view buying. Great analogy is like Ninja. Bro, you hit a gold mine of a game and you become the #1 streamer in that game.
Now, to anyone that's an absolute rentoid and wants this guy dead, I have some good news for you. I have noticed definitely that with streamers and YouTubers, a candle that burns twice as bright burns twice as fast. Ninja has nowhere near the clout he used to years ago where he was collabing with Drake and other people.
You got band-aids?
Band-aids?
I think Ninja is more likable nowadays than he ever was, actually. But still, the guy's an industry plant. I'm a broken record at this point. Everybody who isn't me is an industry plant. I will take that to my grave until the day that I die.
And usually the life cycle is, if you're a content creator that blows up incredibly quickly, you've probably got about 3 years at best. Maybe 4 if you're lucky, but again, that monolithic rise to fame, it burns out very quickly and people lose interest and they do tend to move on. Another great example is when you see people that blow up on Instagram Reels or TikTok and they go viral over like doing one bit. They will then try to replicate the bit over and over because it was the only thing that brought them views, to the point where the people go, are you still doing this, bro? Dude, you did this like 6 months ago. This sucks now. I'm leaving. But the content creator doesn't know what to do because it was the only thing that made them famous in the first place. I mean,
The thing is, once you hit that, like, one person, well, once you hit that group of people, some of them will stay because it's you, some of them will go. Don't keep repeating yourself and doing like the same shit. If I became famous, do you think I would be reacting right now? No, I would be literally playing story games that the community would literally have a say in. That's what would happen. Or multiplayer games or whatever games that they would want to see. That's what I would do if I became famous. I wouldn't be rinse and repeating the same fucking shit from that same viral moment, because you cannot recreate viral moments. You have to move on, little bro. Let it go, little bro. And just move on and do what you really want to do. The real ones will stay with you. The fake ones will go with someone else. That's just life. That is life. You can't please everybody. And that's okay. They might get nostalgia from that one video, but if they watch you consistently every day, that's a real one. That is a real one. And yes, I'm getting tired. That's why I'm stuck doing more and more every time that I open my gob.
Even had other people come into Peanut's defense saying how this is just an Ouroboros, a snake eating its own tail. It's a vicious cycle. Streamer gets big, massive support, and then inevitably this group forms saying how cringe it is, they're view botting, and I definitely do agree with...
I'm not gonna lie, like Burnt Peanut is cringe, not gonna lie with it, but Queso is not cringe. Jinxie is not cringe. Sketch is not cringe. A grown-ass man who dresses himself up to be a peanut has some Epstein fucking vibes to him. Yeah, fuck that word up. You know, can't be trusted, needs to be studied. But anyone that actually shows their face like me, I know they're an industry plant if they're bigger than me. But that's okay, because if they make me laugh, they are A-okay.
this. The more
Boom.
popular you get, that group that doesn't like you also expands in size. I mean, do I personally enjoy the Burnt Peanut? No, I've never watched him. Probably never will. I think the
I've
Snapchat
watched
filter
him once. Don't do that to yourself. It is literal self-harm.
should be left back in 2016, and the peanut filter as well. But I've actually asked around with other YouTubers and, like, you know, just friends in real life. I do actually have those, surprisingly.
Other brain dead people, you are saying. When you say YouTubers and friends, I hear other brain dead people.
And even they knew who the Burnt Peanut was. So it's not like he's view botting if so many people actually know that this guy exists. And again, you need to keep in mind as well, his main viewer base are just going to be kids, because that is the group of people that have the most amount of free time. There is no commitment, there's no work, no...
That is cap. Basement dwellers have just the same amount of free time thing as kids. Actually, they have more free time because they're a basement dweller and kids go to school.
To 5, no uni, no mortgage.
I'm still in like
I'm
I'm exclusive right now. I need to end.
Oh my god, there's no responsibilities. You're just, you know,
I need to just
playing
end stream,
video
bro.
games all day. Yeah, remember that when you played video games and you didn't actually care?
I
about
currently do
anything?
that.
But now if you sit down to play a video game, you probably have that thought in the back of your head of, I need to get a job. I've got to sort my life out. I need to start this business.
No, not really. Like I'm always locked in on video games, little bro. I'm always locked in, even though I don't ever win at Fall Guys. I'm always locked in, cause today I got a 1v1 and I lost that 1v1. Tomorrow I might win that 1v1. Go again. Motivation.
Start drop shipping. If you're a kid, none of those are a worry, so of course they just tune in and watch funny Snapchat filter man just scream for the 50th person he domed in Tarkov. And also at the same time as well, he was known for Tarkov, but he's recently switched to Ark Raiders, which is again in the streaming scene a huge game at the minute, so it makes sense. I mean, a great example here, Jinxie, he blew up through clip farming, people clipping his stuff. He might have had the same thing where he paid people to spread his clips everywhere because that is the only way to blow up online anymore. But he even gave a bit of a break with Siege. He still touches it from time to time, but then he focused like on mobile games like Clash Royale because there is an insane audience there of people that are just
Can Finish Ultimate Plus clean all this before the whole team arrives? Easy.
You know, if I start playing Clash Royale, I still get no viewers. Industry plant. And you're an industry plant too, you fucking advert little dick. Bye. The fuck is this advert?
the slot from it. So, you know, these
Fuck.
streamers, these creators will jump from game to game, and that's completely normal. Like, the viewers will go up if they go to something that's trending more. Now, Peanut did actually address the view botting, obviously denied all of it, just saying it was complete cope.
I call view botting the loser's topic. That's what I call it. At the base of the argument, it's cope. There's no way to prove anyone is view botting.
And he even says
No way to prove anyone is view botting. Listen to his words. That in my head, that sounds like I might be view botting, but how are you going to prove it? Exactly. Like suspicious. Needs to be studied. The guy behind that peanut needs to be studied. He might be Epstein. Not gonna lie with it.
Guys, we switched to Brazilian servers. We switched to European servers. We switched to a server called Oceanic. I don't even know what that means. I can't find a single on any continent on this planet that doesn't know who we are. And you're saying I'm view button.
And then jokingly on his Twitter, he even said he's not actually a view botter, but he's an industry plant. So
Yes. Yes. Anyone that's famous is an industry plant. And anyone that I see on the street is an industry plant. They're all here to give me anxiety. And you know who isn't an industry plant? I'm the only non-industry plant because I am irrelevant. Everybody else, the government types the algorithm, find this guy, and then boom, the burnt peanut comes out of nowhere, Queso comes out of nowhere, Jinxie comes out of nowhere. You know who hasn't come out of nowhere? Me. You know why? Because I'm not an industry plant. Nobody knows me, little bro. And you know why? Because I'm not from the government. I am from my mother's hold up now. Hold up
Again,
now.
I really don't think Burnt Peanut is view buying. Did he play the shorts merchant game? Absolutely. But again, it's like, you basically have to do that now if you want to get any kind of relevancy. Again, please, anyone that wants to be a content creator, take notes. This is exactly what's going to happen, right? In about 4 years, Peanut is probably going to make a huge rack. Maybe start an energy drink or whatever people do when they blow up. Maybe write a book or something. And then a lot...
Probably crypto scamming. Yeah.
A lot of people won't really talk
Classic.
about him anymore. They'll
That's
talk
always
about him
a
in
classic.
passing, like, oh, remember Burnt Peanut? Remember that guy? And then all the haters will disperse, and they'll probably move on to the next big streamer that blows up. It's just a tale as old as time. It'll never go away. People that blow up will end up being hated for one way or another. I just can't believe that people on Twitter do that, and they do it for free. Truly sickening.
Hey, Fitz. You just smoke weed, Fitz.
Right, I'm quitting streaming. If a peanut guy can make it, I am cooked, because I will never become a peanut. But I still think he's Epstein in disguise, and I'll take that to the grave. Yeah, I can't be arsed anymore. Like, that video made me way too jealous of everybody that's an industry plant, because I'm not one. I have the fear of missing out, bro. Anyway, no stream tomorrow, no stream Wednesday, no stream Thursday, no stream Friday, because I am literally going to fall off the face of the earth. After that video, I am now demotivated. Wow. And you know what's even more demotivating is the fact that still says 1 from this morning, and I've been live for 7 hours. I hate this world. But I'm still not an industry plant. Goodbye.